Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex. You may know me as Mars from TikTok, Instagram, my Live from Mars podcast. Wherever you found me, welcome. And today we are sitting down to listen, or I guess in my case, re-listen to Miley Cyrus's new album, Something Beautiful. I was lucky enough to attend the Spotify fans' first listening event for the album earlier this past month. Miley was in the room herself. She did a little Q&A after we got to watch the entire visual film and hear the full album. But granted, that was about a month ago now. I remember pieces of a few songs. I remember the general vibe of each song. I remember how I felt after seeing and watching and hearing it all, and how I think this is Miley's best album to date. But I do not really remember any specifics about the songs outside of maybe a melody here and there. That's about it. So I kind of look at this as my real first listen because I'm going to be able to have my actual headphones on. When I was sitting in the theater, I was like third row. I was leaning back so I could see the screen well. And the acoustics, like the sound wasn't actually amazing because I was so close to the speakers that things got, a little distorted. So this is really my first listen of Something Beautiful. And I am so unbelievably excited to hear this album in full once again. I'm going to listen to the whole album because honestly, this album deserves to be listened to as a complete body of work. And I encourage you to do the same as you're listening rather than like starting after More to Lose since you've already heard the first 4 songs on the album. But before I get into it, if you are not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, it would mean the absolute world to me if you did. I will also be covering my full in-depth review of this album on my podcast, Live from Mars. So if you're not already also following and subscribed to Live from Mars, please make sure you do so. It means the absolute world to me. That is how we get the podcast to grow and have some really cool, exciting guests to come on. There's going to be someone exciting on Monday's episode, so if you're not already following, you should. And without any further ado, let's hit play on Miley Cyrus's Something Beautiful. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm so excited. So this is Prelude. This is the very first song on the album. It sort of introduces the central theme of it. And musically, I really like the production on this one because it reminds me a lot of Handstand, which you're going to see a lot of this album is like Handstand from Endless Summer Vacation. This is one of those songs you got to like close your eyes to hear everything. Yeah, for exactly that reason. And hearing that with like these good headphones, it makes all the difference. I can't even really hear myself talk, so.
Like when following an image from a train. Your eyes can't keep the passing landscapes from being swallowed into endless distance.
When we watched the film, this was like, that part of a roller coaster when like you're going up this steep incline before the first drop when you really start the ride? That's what this sound is. To be honest, I'm not really a lyrics person. I'm way more a production and melody person and vocal performance.
Like walking alone.
So like spoken word interludes don't do so much for me. I'm focusing on the production, what you're hearing, because this is so experimental for an A+ pop star level.
Like witnessing my body.
That's me playing the horn. I don't know how to play the horns. But these horns become a through line throughout the record. It's like opening the gates to heaven. So, I ain't gonna lie. I'm obsessed with this song. I will probably see this song in the top 10 of my Spotify rap this year. I think it's one of the best songs she's ever made. How it starts off this like cool jazz, chill. Her voice just so pure. Said I don't want to talk about it. Oh. It's so sparse and like the violin. I forgot about the strings that also run throughout the entire record. This is like a moment to really show off her vocals. Oh my god, it just doesn't get old of the scream! So obsessed. Yes. And then we just go right back into the calm. It's like calm, storm, calm. Alright, ready? Lower your volume. Scream! don't get this from other pop stars. You don't get this level of just courage and like no fucks given, take a risk. I just realized my windows are open and my neighbors are probably watching me. I think this song does a good job of showing a lot of what you're going to get on the album, but really only the first half of the album, because the second half is completely different from this. But this is the song. This is one of those songs that I always dreamed that Miley would make, and I knew she always had it in her because you hear glimmers of this on prior work. And it just took now for it to be the right time to create this. So glad she did. Unreal. Okay, so quick thoughts on the title track. I mean, it is as powerful, as adventurous Miley has gotten really up until this point, I guess, other than Dead Pets. But I feel like Something Beautiful, the title track, lyrically does a big role in the story of the album and sharing kind of like a thesis statement as to what you're going to get and what her journey was like creating this body of work. And artistically, it just radiates. It doesn't even shine through. It radiates here. The instrumentation I find to be completely enthralling. It is just it just surrounds you and you feel every single aspect of it, and it's purposely going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to scare you. The first time I heard this song, I like jumped. I think it's in my reaction that I put up online that I literally jumped out of my seat because I wasn't expecting that huge explosion. And the point of it is exactly that, to show you that there's beauty in different types of music, in different instruments, in different palette choices that she's going to make throughout this work, that it's just so good. This is one of my favorite songs she's ever made. It will be in my top 25, maybe higher list of songs from 2025. No question. We're going into End of the World. This was, I thought, kind of the first single, and I still do not understand why this song did not land bigger than it did, and its impact has been quieter than I ever expected it to. I really thought that End of the World was going to be like a natural follow-up to a Flowers moment for Miley. And granted, it doesn't have the same celebrity air and more macro narrative surrounding it, but as a song, this to me is a contender for my song of the summer, because I will be blasting this every single time I'm sitting out by the beach. This is also one of those songs I'll never forget the first time I heard it. It's so ABBA, and I love Miley in like the ABBA bag and the Plastic Hearts rock bag. But then I also love her in her experimental handstand bag, which you get here too. So. I've been cheated by you. Yeah. I also love vocally how she chose to approach this one softer and more like airy rather than really going for a guttural vocal. One of the hookier songs on the album without question. I just want to be out dancing to this song, not sitting in a chair. I want to be like running in a circle singing this on a dance floor with friends. I love this refrain coming through. Great bridge too. The piano chords are awesome. A more subtle thing that I don't think will get enough attention from this album is the fact that these are not like 2-minute, 30-second snappy songs. This is a 4-minute plus song, and a lot of the songs on the album are long. Walk of Fame is 6 minutes. There's no constraints. She was able to create freely without any restrictions, and that is very evident for the project you're going to hear. This is More to Lose.
More I stay, the less I go. We're toe to toe, but I'm hanging on. wire. A movie star in a worn-out coat. Yeah, throw away my mind. And it happens all the time.
She sounds so gentle.
I'll stay.
It reminds me of like a Climb moment where the vocals just tell the story and the pain and the beauty and
you said,
this vocal.
but I wish it wasn't true. I knew someday that one would
Whatever.
have to
The trick that she
choose.
does at the tail end of that is like the classic Miley vocal, and that's just something I constantly crave listening to music. And the piano here being a little prelude for the melody and the bridge. I can't think of the word.
The TV's on, but I don't know.
How?
They like denim jeans. I try to chase when you're running through my mind.
I also feel like there's a conscious effort with the songwriting on this album to make something feel timeless, and fading like denim jeans and the TV, like it adds to that. Movie star, worn out coat, yeah.
And it happens all the time.
And the horns come in for that melody that you're gonna hear in the bridge. It's like priming your brain to expect it coming, and then when it comes through, you're like, oh yeah, I know that. That's part of the hook. This. Yeah, key change.
When the ecstasy is far away, and
I
I
pray.
pray to say,
This vocal.
but I wish it wasn't true. I knew someday that one would have to choose.
And that takes us to interlude 1. I'm not going to react to the interludes because they are interludes. So this is going to take us directly into Easy Lover, which is the big single. This is the one that I think this is the one that the team is really going to be banking on, since End of the World didn't end up leading to big success. Easy Lover is the other song on the album that feels like it just has hit all over it. Now, Easy Lover, Miley has been promoting on her socials. There's like a snippet of it on TikTok that has been going somewhat decently viral already. I think there's built-in interest in this song from the clips that she's been posting of it already. Now we're at the point where I've only heard the rest of these songs one time. So this is a true, proper, like first reaction to hearing everything. Because like transparently, I remember this song pretty well, I think. I remember like the chorus and the hook, not necessarily lyrics or any specificities there. And then Golden Burning Sun, I've had stuck in my head, but just like the one part of the chorus that I'll point out when we hear it. Walk of Fame, I just know like aesthetically what it looked like. I don't really remember the sound of it. Pretend You're God, I don't really remember. Every Girl You've Loved Before, I remember the dramatics of it and the Naomi Campbell part of it. Reborn, I remember being a favorite of mine without question, but I don't really remember the specifics of it. Also, I just remember it being like, oh, this is Britney. And then Give Me Love was during the credits of the film, so people weren't really fully listening to it because everyone was kind of just like coming to terms with what we just witnessed. So this is the beginning of like the true proper reaction to something beautiful. Let's fucking do it. The bass is funky.
You're my baby. You're the only one. You drive me crazy.
You drive me
I still
crazy.
miss you when you're gone. Every second, every hour. You got the love I always needed. Taught me the horses and I still wouldn't leave you.
That lyric has been confusing me since I heard it in the present. Yeah. And the strings again. The strings here remind me in a way that like Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa use strings. Yeah. The drop. Yeah. Tie Me to Horses. That's one that I cannot really process. I don't get that. Yeah, this post. Can't give you up. Can't give you up. No, I just can't give you up.
still wouldn't leave it.
L&B.
That's Helen B. Miley said because this song was originally supposed to be for Beyonce. It's Helen B was Beyonce, but now it's Brittany Howard who plays on this song. Like really long, drawn out, easy. When you're just reading the lyrics, you don't get that. That's where the vocal part comes in. This song to me has hit potential. I think that the verses may be a little sluggish at a point just for like commercial mainstream hit, especially given like 2025 is such a weird year for hits, but I really hope that one breaks through. I think there's a lot of potential there. Also, Easy Lover was written for the Plastic Heart sessions and didn't end up making the final track list there. And it's interesting hearing this style of it because I can't imagine hearing it on Plastic Hearts. I think a rock version would be really cool, but this style of production I feel like suits Easy Lover and how breezy it can be and the messages. So I like that it was saved for this. We're gonna hit play on Golden Burning Sun. This one I remember from the visual film is when she's riding the back of a motorcycle with the sunset behind her. And I know the song is called Golden Burning Sun, and I know that that is the visual, but when I hear this song, that's what I envision, like a bold, intensely orange and yellow and purple and pink sunset, but like the sun itself is that really, really intense shade of that orangey red color. That is what I imagine with this song. I'm curious if you guys feel the same way. Especially like if most of you haven't seen the visual yet, I'm curious to know if you have that same image in mind. The hook of this one is what has been stuck in my head since I saw the film however many weeks ago. This is the hook that I just haven't been able to get out of my head. Starting off with that little rev of an engine, bringing in the visual that you can't see, but it's there.
I'll tell everyone you're the only one I want.
And notice the difference in the vocal production on this versus the other one. The reverb here makes this feel way more expansive than it is.
If I never let you down, you're the only one under the golden burning sun.
Her lower register is so rich. Sick. Sick.
If I never let you down, I had a dream.
Oh, yeah.
Saw a vision.
Now it feels a little more Fleetwood Mac-y, like this is the folk pop angle, but it doesn't stay that way. The reverb. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's just as good as I remember. That melody. There's something about this that feels final. That is what I've had stuck in my head for the last 3-4 weeks. And there isn't like a level of hyper specificity in these lyrics. It feels timeless, like I was saying about the faded denim from Something Beautiful. It feels the same to me, where this song could be played 10 years from now and it would still be applicable. Again, posing that question. Where are we going? I don't remember. It's beautiful. Just close your eyes and like feel this and see this. I don't think I've heard her like this really before on another song. The contrast of that falsetto and that deep lower. I hope I'm wrong. I feel like this one's not going to get enough attention, and it deserves to. Give up, she's telling someone. Give up, I got you. Just let go. It's like a trust fall, basically. I love that. And now we just start to fade out into something more gentle and acoustic driven. It feels like the calm now. And you have that revving of the engine, full circle. Wow, this one just really clicked for me. I think you guys will just watched it like really click. All right, so Golden Burning Sun. We've heard the 4 tracks we already knew coming into the album. We're hearing Easy Lover. You're hearing different elements of what love is like to Miley and how she has gone about it. An apocalyptic love story with End of the World. Something beautiful, finding that diamond in the rough. You literally have the diamond, like that soft and glossy section of it, and then you have the rough, the grunge, the crazy synth, and just like the crazy production that just completely overwhelms you. Then you have Easy Lover, which is an easy, literally easy. It feels easy. It makes love feel like it's less of a work, and it feels fun and flirty. Golden Burning Sun is the one to me that feels the most like heartfelt, like you're finally getting to see a little bit of struggle and a fight for that love. She's talking about having dinner with someone's father and laying with fountains and under the golden burning sun. It's very visual, the storytelling here. And again, like I just visualized that sunset at each one of these locations. And there's something like my favorite thing in the world truly is a sunset. There's nothing for me that's more beautiful than like a gorgeous, perfect sunset in summer, especially after the sun goes down, which is actually the part of the album we're getting to. That period right at dusk where like the sky just transforms into a million different colors as the sun takes its last breath. That is Golden Burning Sun to me. But now we're getting to the part of the album that it makes a very clear demarcation from daytime and the sun is starting to set to nighttime. And that's interestingly what Miley tried to do on Endless Summer Vacation, where it was split for some reason into the AM and the PM sections. And maybe on a song like Violet Chemistry and River, it felt more PM, but a song like Island to me should never be on a PM section of a record. That to me is, you're literally like laying out in the sun. That's AM for sure. I actually think that concept would have worked better on Something Beautiful, because the songs you're about to hear blew my fucking mind, and everyone in the room's mind, especially Walk of Fame, which you're about to hear. Those vocals should immediately tell you you're getting something electrifying. Yep. Welcome to the party. Oh, the worldly synth, yeah. Oh! That is jarring, and I love it. Also, the contrast of the last song, having her tell someone to surrender to her. She's walking away. This is more glossy synth now, 80s disco, Madonna, Ray of Light, Madonna Confessions. And you're having Brittany Howard in here now too. They walk away. Walk of Fame. I need to hear this out in public. I need to be in a dance for this. I need to be in a club. It feels wrong to be sitting at this fucking table hearing this. It feels timeless already. I don't know, guys. Like, is it me or do you feel it too? Way. Away. The horns are so good. The horns are so good. Ooh, funky. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about this part. And it keeps climbing each time. Oh. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm too tall for this. I'm sorry. When I first heard this, I didn't realize it was Brittany Howard. I thought it was the guy who sings You Spin Me Like a Record right round. Forever. Doesn't it sound like that guy? Sometimes I just sit here and I think to myself, how did they think to make that? Like, Who in the room decided, like, we're not just going to make this a 3-minute song. We're not going to do that. We're going to not only double the length, but we're going to have a spoken word bridge. We're going to have Brittany Howard playing horns and vocals. We're going to have this chant about you'll live forever being a hook. Walk of Fame, Hollywood star. Where does like this come from? Like, that is what I'm dying to know. How did that first seed get planted? And it led to this, because this is fucking sick. This reminds me of the moment on Endless Summer Vacation when you first hear the opening of River and it just becomes something so much bigger than itself. But what we haven't heard yet is that violet chemistry. And that to me is the real moment on ESV, represented that nighttime and represented that darkness. And that is what you're going to get coming up. Also, because I know that one of you is going to comment this video, and I hope those of you that are real ones will tag the timestamp at which I say this to the person who comments this completely unnecessarily. Some of you like to comment on these reaction videos saying, can you shut the fuck up and let us listen to the music? You're watching a reaction video. You're not listening to the music or watching the music video. You are watching this to watch me, I guess, talk about what you're seeing and hearing. I guess in this case, just hearing. If you want to just hear the song, go on YouTube, go on Spotify, go on Apple Music, and listen to it. I am not here to be your personal DJ. I am here to provide what I'm thinking about these moments. So take that and just let's run with it, shall we? Sorry, that always pisses me off when people just like yell at me for talking in a video where I'm supposed to be talking about what I'm hearing. That's my job. That's literally my job. We are moving on to Pretend You're God. This one I remember being a little bit more of a mid-tempo moment. I don't really remember this one too much at all, to be honest. It's very cinematic to open. I don't remember that.
In my dreams, I see your face. It hits
The
me
reverb.
like 1,000 trains.
Whoa.
I don't wanna wake up if you're gone.
I feel like I hear this inside my skull.
I gotta know, I gotta know.
There's something like late 90s, early 2000s hip hop about this.
Pretend it's your God. Repeat the stars for me one by one.
Whoa.
Give you what you want. Pretend that you're God.
Am I hearing a little Lana? Do you guys hear a little Lana in this? Like Ultraviolence era Lana, maybe a little? This one's interesting. There hasn't been one on the album that sounds anything like this yet.
In my dreams, I see your face. It hits me like 1,000 trains. I gotta know. Never mind, just keep it quiet if you don't.
This one is like a little haunting in a way. This also feels like this is the right place in a track list for this kind of... Was not expecting that distortion. Where are we going, Miley?
I'm
Oh, what is that sound? Whoa! Ooh. Damn, I was not expecting this to pick up like that. Holy shit, the distortion is really popping. Has she ever done something like this vocally before? No way. Wow, that modulation is crazy. I have chills. Jesus, that really just took over me. The man was too stunned to speak. That gentle little piano fading out into the black. That is so warped and sinister. What the figgity fuck? I did not remember that happening at all. That is a sick song. That is one that's going to be like that deep, deep cut in Miley's catalog that most people aren't ever going to hear. But those that have heard it, have experienced it. It started off so Lana and like moody and disturbed. And then the fact that the whole outro of the song is about being haunted feels so right. But the distortion that comes through, I feel like it's going to be a little divisive. I'm curious to know what you guys think about that one. We're getting into Every Girl You've Ever Loved, and this is the one that I expect people to lose their shit over because of, I don't even know if you can call it an interpolation, a sample. It gets very messy, but I remember that part. I don't remember any of like the sonic elements within it. So I'm excited to rehear this a lot. Again, the horns. You have them on Walk of Fame. You get them on More to Lose.
Match my back to my new dress. Can't believe that you're still holding out on me like a dog in the street. Oh, I'm ready enough. I'm only fun in the dark. I'm still holding on to your heart.
Whoa. Belt it, girl. Belt it. There's Naomi.
She speaks the perfect French.
We're raising it. We're building this a bit. I don't like that. Oh, yeah.
Watch, still she's never late. She's got that kind of grace. Did Botticelli paint her face? She has the perfect scent. She speaks the perfect French.
The strings. Again, I keep repeating it because it keeps repeating. The through lines, instrumentation-wise, throughout the entire record, some of my favorite pieces of this album. Horns, strings, the distortion. We're building to this big cathartic moment happening. It's gonna come. It has to. The distortion. No, I forgot about this. We just changed everything. What? Definitely not like my favorite by any means, but the production on this one is sick, and the fact that she felt free enough to make a song like that is wild. That's not necessarily one that I can see myself like adding to a playlist, recircling every day or so, but it's a wild fucking joyride, and I love the fact that that exists. All right, so next up is Reborn. I do not remember what this song sounds like, other than the fact that it reminded me of Britney, and I've held on to that since I heard this however many weeks ago now. It's like gospel-y.
If I break away any bodies between us, would you promise that I'm enough?
Are we in church?
We're so beautiful. Our souls go back and forth. Lightning
Yeah.
strikes again.
I feel like the in the zone blackout energy here. Yeah. What a melody. It's like if Breathe On Me had a dance remix, right? I don't love the production as much on this one as I remember, but the melody in this chorus, or post, whatever it is, technically, the chorus, yeah. This is what's been sticky. Because I like how there's that juxtaposition of her vocals being more in this head voice driven manner, and then the production is like scattered. Can you believe this is a Miley Cyrus song? That's what I just thought of. Oh my god. We're just in like a whole other world almost. It's crazy how these songs are like living and breathing and evolving within each one. I love that style and those choices. TBH. I think my memories of hearing this one in the theater are a little bit better than what I actually just listened to. It's not bad by any means. It's not as just like jaw-dropping as I remembered it being when I first heard it, but I think part of that was because the visual like really helped with this one. I like the like plucky guitar.
Imagine a place at the dawn of creation, a cityscape we paint in the dark.
Oh, this is the one she said was inspired by a painting she bought at a estate or yard sale.
Where golden apples hang in the trees and a pale lady sings. Ah, give me love, give me love, give me love.
There's something fairy tale about this.
Between the old St. John Cathedral, a fountain father swans from the lake.
What are we in Snow White?
There's a tower that's made of risque with temptation. My love is laid with boundaries erased once you get past the grave.
It sounds like the light at the end of a tunnel, literally. Compared to the darkness of Reborn. Oh my god, it sounds like Finding Nemo, the score. This is what I used to study to in college. It's very cinematic. Strings again.
Say my goodbyes to the earthly delights while my perfect Eden goes down in flames.
Oh, her house burning
I'm
down.
eaten alive by the mouth of a monster while fearlessly calling out your name.
Is that it? No. No, that's it. Wow, to leave on a cliffhanger like that. That is something beautiful, people. Unfiltered reaction to the album. It's so expansive and all-encompassing. Like I've been saying it throughout each track that like there are different elements of Miley that you're hearing in each one of these songs. Some of them have multiple different Mileys within them, but what I get from this is a true exploration of like the perceived outer boundaries of her artistry and pushing herself a step further once she thought she got there. And you hear that on Walk of Fame. Like that song has a 3-minute outro essentially and just continues to just keep chugging on. And the fact that there's a song that exists in the Miley Cyrus musical universe like Reborn, Pretend You're God, is so intriguing to me. That one was the one that I was expecting the least out of from the memory of the first listen to having impacted me, I think, the most from this real first listen. There's going to be so much time spent dissecting this and going through each and every one of these songs for the through lines. Like I picked up on a lot of them. You have the strings, you have the distortion, you have the horns, and they help make this feel like a true album, which is exactly what the goal here was not creating a collection of singles, but creating like a true body of work. And that is something that's been missing from Miley's discography because her albums have never been so strong as albums. Like Can't Be Tamed, bangers, Younger Now, Plastic Hearts was probably the closest to this from creating like a cohesive vision. But the rest of them were like you would cherry pick a few standout songs and there was a good amount of filler or just songs that weren't memorable. And Plastic Hearts, like I said, was the closest to making this complete statement. This blows that out of the water. I really do feel like this is the best, most Miley album that Miley has ever made. I am so in love with Plastic Hearts that it's been hard for me to like wrap my head around that not being my perceived best Miley album. But I really think that there's something special with Something Beautiful, and whether or not it becomes a huge commercial success and first week sales are huge or small, or there is a Flowers-like single. I don't think she'll ever really have a Flowers-like single when she's trying for it. I'm going to need to listen to this like over and over again to reprocess everything, but I'm so beyond impressed. I feel like this is the album that Miley had been working to create for so long now, and she finally did it. I am so curious to know what you guys think because I've only really talked about this album to myself and two friends that I had in the room at the listening event that I've been able to like compare back notes with. I'm so excited to have everyone else hear this so we can all chime in together. So please sound off in the comments. I'm dying to know what you guys think. I'm going to be posting snippets of this on short form. So if you're watching this to the end, I appreciate you making it to the end. Go engage with the clips there. Make sure you comment also what your favorite song after first listen is. I'm curious to see if what we think as this little mini community reflects what like the greater sentiment out there on the social media and like in the public are. So sound off with that. And I appreciate you guys tuning in to watch. This is super fun to get to sit down and do this. And I'm just so grateful that I have the opportunity to do it and you guys care to watch. So thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. If you're again not already following or subscribed to the channel, to the Live from Mars podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're consuming your podcasts, please make sure you do so. It means the absolute world to me. I'm going to be diving a bit deeper into the album after I have a little bit of time to let it sink through over the next weekend. So stay tuned for more there. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all soon. Bye.